Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you here. And I'm Mikhail Ishenin. I'm a solution architect in AWS. And now we have a very special guest, Alexey, senior DevOps from Wargaming. What's special about Wargaming and his role at Wargaming is that they did implement the most modern, top-notch design for their multiplayer games. And he will share with us the details of the architecture and what did they achieve moving to it. Alexey, the stage is yours.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I have been working as a DevOps engineer at Wargaming for about 6 years, and during this period, I took a part in many game challenges, technical challenges, and tried to make player happier. My passion has always been to try something new technology, and find the best solution, simplest solution, the most and effective solution, and try to use it for automate our games project. Today I will talk to you about dynamic environments and how we can use it, and it based on AWS, AKS, Agones, Karpenter, and it will now we orchestrate with Crossplane. Okay, but before I think we need to talk about how we can use to prepare in game service in the past. First of all, we need have to prepare Amazon maybe EC2 instances, or if you use it your own data center, you need maybe create these instances with some Jira task or something else. And for Amazon, yes, we can use AWS console. And then when we created these instances, we need, we need to install some dependencies there, and we need install system dependencies for your game SDK dependencies, and then we need maybe do some changes and update it. And then when you install these dependencies and do some configuration for it, we needed maybe deliver some assembled our game code there, and after that, when we will have a large-scale game service pool, we need somehow manage it, update it, do some changes. And for it, in the past, we can use such configuration manager system, Ansible, Chef, or CellStack, and Puppet. Yes, we used Puppet for it. But okay, let's go to this environment like persistent environments. Yes, this persistent environments. And what we didn't like for this approach, I think that its main problem was with deployment speed, configuration management, because sometimes we need to do some updates and changes from server. The server mutated, we have some error from service. And when service was broken, we couldn't replace fastly, because it persistent instances. And this approach, with this approach, we had many issues. And now let's explain what dynamic environments are and how we can use it. In our case, the concept dynamic environments this that when you maintenance and then deployment and then maintenance, such environments should configure automatically itself, and when you maybe input some parameters, these dynamic environments should scale up or raise your infrastructure automatically. And additionally, such environments, I think that one of its main requirements from us was that such environments should have some API for configuration, for management. And this environment should be very flexible. And first time we attempted to implement dynamic environments with based on AWS with EKS, Agones, but game backend may another, maybe your game backend. But we chose Agones that this orchestrate for us pod and automatically do some self-healing, some stealth. Then this, yes, in this schema we see that there we can use Terraform for deploying our infrastructure, and we can, yes, we could deploy many clusters, but this approach we had some maybe flexibility because we need do some routine job, and Terraform we need many YAMLs, and we need to create this infrastructure by our hands, and maybe in another department something go to us and ask about new environments. We need to spend much time, about maybe 2 days, and yes, it's very difficult, and these environments decrease our routine, but it's not flexible was. And then we decided to see something new and more with more flexibility, and we started Explorer, and then came decision that we will use also AWS, but with it will decision will include Crossplane. Then also we use EKS, Crossplane, and Karpenter and Agones also. Okay. I will explain what I can explain what Crossplane. Crossplane is open source control plane, and Crossplane can orchestrate for us all of our infrastructure environments. And then when you deploy, but yes, for Crossplane we need some EKS cluster, and then install the Crossplane. And when Crossplane, you have Crossplane EKS cluster, you can maybe wrote some packages for Crossplane, then install on this cluster, and you can create your infrastructure then with through API. What we have done first, we create a Crossplane package for Kubernetes, and with it's include all of dependency with such dependencies, controllers for Kubernetes, and I don't know, maybe you know about external DNS, external secret controller. Also, we needed AWS controller for load balancer, etc. Many controllers we included in these packages. And yes, when we wrote these packages, you can see that it located in Git repository. We can build it, and yes, then we created some Jenkins job for build and push these packages to ECR. We created some ECR repository for these packages, and after that we can install these packages to control cluster. Yes, we called this cluster control cluster that will leverage and create all of infrastructure for us. Crossplane can do it not only with Kubernetes ecosystem. It can do it outside. You can create any infrastructure. You can create infrastructure like I don't know, like external DB. Crossplane can do for us it, and Crossplane also has some tools for generate providers from your API. If you have your own API, you can generate with it. Then, what we have done then, we wrote Agones Crossplane packages, and we can see that we had two API, and through this API we can create any cluster, Agones cluster, with Agones controller in private subnet and game service in public subnet in any regions, yes. And we use it that Karpenter give us power for capacity, leveraging capacity, yes. And you can see the one cluster, second, and you can create any cluster with only one request to API. And in the end of this schema, we see that we created some routing cluster for Agones that we can see that appear new API in control cluster Kubernetes, and we can create through this API Agones router. Its goals that allocate some requests to and allocate new game servers. It's used multi-cluster features and generate allocation policy for game service. And but before, yes, when we creating Agones, just Agones cluster, it's create some secrets and give us some secrets for Agones router. Yes. And in the end of this schema, we can use any approach, like a GitOps approach, and use Argo CD and Flux. And also we can use just API, because Crossplane give you API, Kubernetes API. You can use Jenkins, and you can use Golang, Python, any program language with Kube API client library. If we can just only kubectl. Okay. Okay, what we what benefits we got when did such approach? We can now create in cluster from today only for 2 minutes. Cluster YAML configs simplest because we can use only one cluster or one YAML config. And for creation instance leveraging, we can use Karpenter. Karpenter with filters and instances will create only for 1 minute. It's fastly. How many DevOps we need to deploy? I think we went to approach when we not need any DevOps engineer because we can create some Jenkins job or give API developers or QA, and they can create any cluster without us. That's very beautiful. Okay, that's all, and I think I all said about us approach and some link, the useful link for it.
Thank you, Alexey. Great demo, great project. And but our talk wouldn't be complete if we talk only about game servers, but not mentioning the other parts of infrastructure. As you understood from Alexey's presentation, dynamic environments give many benefits. But in fact, you cannot give the whole benefit with only compute power. You need also databases to be the same dynamic, scalable, and stuff. And this is where Amazon DynamoDB shines. Does someone use Amazon DynamoDB from here? No? Okay, so I won't dive too deep, but for you to know, the Amazon DynamoDB is a serverless NoSQL database, which perfectly fits the whole serverless landscape and dynamic landscape. The most important benefits for gaming customers of DynamoDB is that it is like ultra low latency. It's milliseconds latency for every query, and you have no servers to manage. When I say no servers, I mean no servers. There are no servers for you to take care of. And if you do like classical databases, even with some automatization, DevOps and stuff, you will have to do all the DBA jobs, which will slow you down quite a bit. But here, all the servers are managed by Amazon. All the scaling is managed by Amazon. You just do a good schema, and that's all. You use your database. We see many gaming customers using DynamoDB, and in fact, there is like a way for the companies, for established companies. They generally start from MySQL or PostgreSQL for everything. After that, they see that it is hard to manage on global scale. When you have several regions, millions of players and stuff, they move. I don't know why, but the path is exact that. They move to MongoDB because it seems simpler. But after another several years, MongoDB becomes unmanageable itself, and they move to DynamoDB. For most of the workloads. The main workloads for DynamoDB are player profiles, game state, and I think leaderboards. These are the cases where you literally don't need to do anything. Just throw the data, and that's all. Another feature I want to mention, there are hundreds of features, but another feature I think it is the most important for gaming is global scale. With DynamoDB global tables, you create a table in one region and create replicas, read-write replicas in any other region or regions. You can create the DynamoDB tables in different regions which feel to be like local tables. And all the replication and consistency and stuff all goes behind the scenes. It is like as easy as I say. But be careful and ask your expert with DynamoDB to make it really perfect and make your game 100% serverless and stable. I think that's all from us. If you have questions, I think we have a couple of minutes left.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for the round of applause.
With any questions, you can come to our booth. Here at AWS, we have a booth, and we'll be happy to speak about anything technical and not technical also. Thank you.
Thank you very much.